Hi, welcome back to Take a Sip, the YouTube show all about the Community Investments Program. My name is Benjamin Baylon, and I'm a programs coordinator with the Elks National Foundation. And today I'm joined with Andrea Dyson, the grants coordinator from St. Mary's County, Maryland, Lodge number 2092. And thank you so much for being here with us, Andrea.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So with November being Elks Veterans Remembrance Month, we invited Andrea here to chat with us about her lodge's Veterans Focused Beacon Grant. The St. Mary's County Lodge has used a beacon grant to partner with Habitat for Humanity's Veterans Critical Home Repair Program. So, Andrea, first off, how did you get involved with grants with your lodge?
So actually, I got involved. They already had a focus grant in place to help veterans. And when I got involved again, I was very eager to get involved with veterans specifically. I have a son who is a veteran of the U.S. Army. So that was something that very much interested me. And they had a focus grant, and that was right at the cusp of when COVID started. And so I really jumped on board with that and started working with the focus grant that we had in place already. And then we elaborated a little bit from that, and we ended up doing a Freedom Grant and then this Beacon Grant among a few others. And the Beacon Grant is what we worked with the Habitat for Humanity for this program. Awesome.
Yeah, we love to see lodges using all of their grants available to them. Tell us more about your Beacon Grant project.
So the Beacon Grant project that we did, we actually had an event at our lodge where we invited organizations within our community, and we invited them to come in and see if any of the grants that we were eligible for would work with any of their programs that they had. And so Habitat for Humanity was one of the groups that came in. And one of the things that they immediately earmarked was, hey, we are working with this one veteran, and he had a tree fall on his house during COVID. He couldn't afford to get the tree removed. It's caused rain and moisture to come in his home. And with that, he was having severe mold issues and severe asthma and allergies. And so that was something that they had already started in place. And so they worked with us and we put in the grant. They have a grant writer at Habitat for Humanity, and she worked with our group and we put the grant in and it got accepted. And so that's how it started. And that's how we got in with Habitat. It actually is a group that I'm familiar with quite a few of the members, and it was actually a good thing. So now it looks like we're going to actually expand on that and try to do things with them in the future, especially anything involving veterans or kids or people in need. And Habitat's a great program to do that with. So we partnered up the Elks and the Habitat together.
That's great. Is this the first time the lodge has partnered with Habitat for Humanity?
I believe so. They were not familiar with a lot of the things that we did, same as us not being familiar with some of their work. And so having that roundtable discussion at the event that we had and getting to talk to them about their initiatives and their projects, and us talking about the things that we wanted to do and the grants that we had available. So it was a really good collaboration. And I think having that event really helped our organization and really put us in touch with the right groups and the right people.
Yeah, that's great. I really love how much the Elks are involved with this project. It's really inspiring to see how much of an impact lodges have with the CIP grants.
Definitely. And it looks like we'll probably do more with Habitat in the future. A couple of the other groups similar, we realized that, hey, you need help on these projects for these events. We will come and do community service and help you, and we can put that out there and promote it. So yeah, it's a good networking with them.
Awesome. You said you plan on working in the future with Habitat for Humanity. How do you see the project evolving?
I actually see it evolving further, because if they had known in time for this grant possibility and our initiative, they could have collaborated more with us and we could have done some more things. So now that door is open, it's like letting a floodgate open. And now we have possibilities and brainstorming and who can we help? And is there a veteran in need? Yes, there is. Can we do that? So yeah, I definitely definitely see us working with Habitat in the future. They're a great organization. And this office here is run by, actually, it's being run by someone that I used to work with. He was one of my program directors for the U.S. Navy here at Pax River.
Oh,
so,
great.
yeah, very good.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I guess, were there any highlights from this project?
I think the biggest highlight was actually meeting the veteran and his wife when we went to disperse the check to them. And, you know, that when you put a face and a name with the person, and it's not just, hey, we're writing a check, or, hey, we're getting a grant, that really matters. And that's where it touches your heartstrings. And that's where you really feel like, you know, you've done something in your community and you've made a difference. And that is something that is very important to me, because I don't like donating on a national level, you know, for very few things. I don't know where that money goes. I can't see that result from it. It's just kind of blindly donating, which I do sometimes, but I love doing it in my community, in my hometown, where I see the benefits and I see it progressing in helping other people and getting more people involved. That's our biggest thing, is just networking and getting people involved like that.
Yeah, well, it's obviously very clear that you do a great amount for your community, as well as just
I love
the
it.
lodge in general. So we really appreciate that. So thank you for sharing that with us. And I guess lastly, being a seasoned project manager, do you have any advice for grants coordinators or any lodge members who may be thinking about getting involved with ENF grants?
I do. I think the biggest thing is find something that you're passionate about. My son, when he was younger, we had joined the Elks, but I was very active in his school and PTA, and I was PTA president and doing those things because I was passionate about it, because it was my child. And then as he got older and joined the Army, my vision shifted, and I wanted to do things that, if my son needed that resource, if his buddies needed that resource. So I would recommend people find something you're passionate about. If you like the youth in your community, find something that involves the youth. There are a lot of programs that we do with the Elks that involve youth, or active duty military. There are things that we do for them as well. But the veterans is something I'm very passionate about. I think getting started and collaborating with other lodges, or collaborating with people in your community, and just brainstorming and finding that niche of, you know, doing something that matters to you, because then it hits you personally and you take that in. And I think just finding those resources, there's plenty of them out there, nonprofits, churches, different groups. I think just find something that, you know, you're passionate about, and act on that.
Awesome. Yeah, very wise words. And thank you once again. Thank you so much for
welcome.
joining us today and giving us a little bit more information about your Beacon Grant project. We look forward to seeing more in the future from your lodge. And thank you to all our viewers for tuning in. If you were inspired by Andrea and the St. Mary's County Lodge, be sure to submit your CIP grant applications before the January 17th deadline. Otherwise, if you like the show, hit that like button below and be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and be notified every time we post new content. Until next time, this has been Take a Sip.
Thanks, Ben.